We've all seen the shocking news yesterday about George Galloway and his wife Gayatri getting stopped and detained at the Gatwick airport. Now, I was the person the police called early in the morning, and it was quite a strange call. The phone rang, it was a withheld number, and the police man said, "We have someone detained here, and they've asked for you to be notified." It was never on the radar it could be George or Gayatri till he mentioned the name. But from that moment onwards, the police was completely unhelpful. They wouldn't provide any information. They wouldn't let me speak to them. And we immediately instructed lawyers, and the lawyers struggled throughout as well. Now, this is nothing other than politically motivated intimidation. It's nothing but to curb civil liberties and to weaponize the Terrorism Act. How can it be that a guy who has spent all his life, all the way from the apartheid in South Africa to the stop the war in Iraq to the genocide that's ongoing, be charged with this, yet we lay out the red carpet for the president of Israel and feed him with the taxpayers' money, and it's him that should have been arrested for this. We feel this is politically motivated, but also we suspect the timing of this is very spurious as well. Now, over the last 3 months, there's been a huge increase. George's channels have achieved over 125 million viewers. That's a huge number. The party is growing from strength to strength by the day. Membership is growing, and every day we're adding new members on. We've got various towns, and everyone would have seen the recent deal we did in Oldham, where we've entered a cooperative with the Oldham group. We've got joint tickets being run in there. Rochdale obviously is secure. I've just returned from a meeting just now from a local town not far from Rochdale, and we've been announcing several candidates. We've had over 1,000 applications in just for people wanting to stand for us, out of which we've already confirmed over 100. And we're easily going to achieve the target. So everything that George is doing, everything is culminating into something quite substantial, a big voice politically and through the media channels. So we suspect this intimidation is probably something to do with that, as opposed to a trip to Russia. He's had many trips all over the world. And if we're going to be setting a precedent where if you go to certain countries, you're arrested, there's going to be a lot of arrests for people who are returning from Israel. It's huge news, this. They've released him without any charge, but they have retained his devices purely so they can do a fishing exercise. I can't get into any great detail on this, purely because our lawyers are going to be litigating with the police with regards to this in the coming days. Politically, we're in a very strong position. The party is growing enormously. We're just waiting for the Your Party negotiations to conclude amongst themselves, and then for them to become a party before we can formally negotiate with them. But I can confirm that our people are talking to their people, and from either party it would be nonsensical for us not to sit together and have some kind of a deal. We're not a small party anymore. We've got huge members, and we're going to have huge candidates, so we can expect that in the coming days. The other reason why I believe that this intimidation may have taken place is a huge impact the One State Palestine campaign, which is launched by George, has had. It's a huge thorn in people's sides, and we've got thousands of people who are engaged on this and willing to volunteer. And on the 11th of October, we will be having a block protest in London, and it's going to be huge.